Hello, my dear friends. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. It's another beautiful early evening out here in Vancouver. I'm in Granville Island, and I just finished a euphoric and peaceful paddleboarding session, out in Falls Creek. I'm a little bit tired, but I got a little bit of energy to come out here and share with you a couple of very, very powerful lessons that I learned today, which if you take and run within your own life, you can continue to create a very strong foundation that will help you lead a successful life in terms of whatever you deem to be a successful life in your mind's eye. So we're going to be talking about two main topics. Number one, we're going to be talking about fear of failure. And number two, we're going to be talking about making small and steady improvements towards the activities that you do on a day-to-day basis as you pursue your own version of success. So the first topic is going to be illustrated to you using a couple of examples that I experienced here today. When I was taking the water taxi, all the way to Vancouver, I talked to the person that was, driving the water taxi, and I asked him a very, very fundamental question. And the question was something like this: "Hey, have you gone paddleboarding?" And he said that nope, he's gone paddleboarding only once, but paddleboarding is not his thing. And I asked him, well, why is it not your thing? And the answer that he actually gave me was very, very fascinating. He said that he tried doing it once, but he fell off the paddleboard and into the water. And because he fell off the paddleboard and into the water, he automatically reached the conclusion that this is not for him. Okay, let's just stay with that conversation right there. I went into the place where I was actually renting the paddleboard, and the gentleman that was renting the paddleboard to me, we struck a conversation about the challenges of paddleboarding. It is my third time actually doing this, and he said he's only done it 2 times in his life. And I asked him the same question: why have you done it 2 times in your life? Because it's a very, very fun and exciting activity. And he said that he fell off the paddleboard and into the water, and consequently he reached the conclusion that it is not his thing. Ladies and gentlemen, what these gentlemen are actually trying to communicate, even though they're saying it quietly, is that they have a fear of failure within them. And this fear of failure is crazy because it is the same thing that will stop you from doing and going after the things that you actually desire in life. I, on the other hand, about a month ago, I actually started doing this, paddleboarding. The first time I kept falling off and falling off. The second time I was able to get on my knees. Today, I was able to get on the paddleboard and actually stand on the paddleboard. And I went all across Falls Creek for 2 hours. All across Falls Creek for 2 hours. And the crazy thing that happened was, initially it was very challenging, but I became better and better, and I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Wonderful time, just me, myself, in the middle of the ocean, breathing the fresh air, just really overcoming my fear. And I realized that this can be taken in any arena of life. If you actually just resolve to not give up at the first sign of an obstacle, the first sign of a challenge, if you do not give up and you keep on trying and trying and trying and persisting, eventually success will come to you in the long run. So the question that I have for you: what is the activities that you have done before that you have failed at and you gave up? You want to speak in public, you failed the first time, you gave up. You want to approach a beautiful girl, she rejected you, you gave up. You want to build a specific business, a network marketing business, or any business, you tried, you failed, you gave up. You want to lose weight, you tried, you failed, you gave up. Give it several more chances, and eventually you will be able to move towards your goals. The second aspect of this conversation, I decided to make it all in one video, is slow and steady improvements towards your goals and desires come from, of course, number one, once you overcome the fear of failure. The second thing is, like I shared with you, I overcame the fear of falling into the water. And I said, hey, I'm going to do this. And as I started paddleboarding, what I realized was that it took quite a bit of efforts and challenges, to actually figure out how to do it. Actually, right when I got off right over here, I think I must have hit a boat or something and I fell off. And then after that I got on, and then I began to understand how to use my body to balance on the board and to counter the waves when the boats come. And after 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen, I was right in the middle of the Falls Creek. The boats coming from everywhere, waves coming from everywhere. And I had gotten such a good feel of my board that now I was just feeling like a surf boy in California. I was not falling off. And it was a beautiful experience, but it came from taking step-by-step improvements. About 2 weeks ago when I came and did paddleboarding, I couldn't balance at all. So I resolved to go back to my home and figure out a few exercises that I can do to balance. So I started doing some more Stairmaster, some squatting, leg exercises. It's very specific leg exercises to build my stabilizer muscles. And alas, today I was able to make the improvement and actually stand up on the paddleboard. Slow and steady improvements, ladies and gentlemen, are very, very key as you embark on your journey of success in whatever activity you're doing. Maybe you're building a business. You do not see a clear path towards your success. For a second, stop focusing on your success and start focusing on the process. And as you do the activities on a day-to-day basis, you will notice that you become better and better and better. Slow and steady improvements. And as you become better and better and better, the game, whatever game you are playing, ladies and gentlemen, becomes fun and exciting. Here, I'm gonna share this with you. So, you see, he's just chilling, doing his paddleboarding. He's gonna come and park. He's just relaxed. But at one time, ladies and gentlemen, he couldn't do that. He overcame his fear of failure and he took slow and steady improvements and he became better. So the message that I have for you is very, very, very simple. To summarize what we're speaking of here today is, the things that you're scared of doing, where you have a fear of failure, I encourage you to actually begin to challenge that fear and take one step on a day-to-day basis, however small that step is. And once you begin to take that one step, do not let a temporary failure stop you from trying again and again. And as you try again and again, you're going to make slow and steady improvements in whatever activity you're doing, which when done over an extended period of time, a long time, ladies and gentlemen, give it at least a couple of years, then you become an expert in the activity, which leads you to be successful in that arena of your life. Life is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Life is beautiful. Until the next installment, I'm sending you abundant blessings and positive vibrations your way. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.